Okay, so I think you should be in open D. Almost this whole guitar part, this is Lucy's guitar part. There's another guitar, which I didn't really do. Lucy's guitar part is almost entirely on the bottom 3 strings. So really, all you really need to do is bring the low E string down to low D. But you can hear this open string a lot. You can hear that the G is a F sharp. So that makes me think that we're in open D, which is D, A, D, F sharp, A, D, okay? Okay, so the intro part, it's kind of slower and has this kind of rhythmic pattern going the whole time of like, right? So, and the first thing is just the open strings, and it's really just the bottom 2. On this second chord, which is like, this is a G chord in this tuning, it's like, put your second finger on the 5th fret of the low E and your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the A. And you kind of hear this chord, there's this string there. So I'm kind of intentionally letting my strum, this exact sound is kind of like, I have my 2nd finger there, my 3rd finger there. My 3rd finger is kind of muting the D string, and then I'm kind of letting my strum get to the open 3rd string, which is now an F sharp. Anyway, that's a subtle thing, but something you could shoot for. So the intro is just this D, then this G, back to D, and then this measure is divided G to F sharp, just 5th fret to 4th fret. And obviously that's in a different rhythm, that's in these straight quarter notes. Then down to E, which is the 2nd fret, then up to F sharp, which is the 4th fret, back down to E, 2nd fret, and then back up to G, 5th fret. Okay? It's the very first 8 bars or whatever. And then it feels like it's repeating that. Goes back to D. He said nobody, back to G. Back, right? And then, now this time, instead of just going to G, it goes G, F sharp, G, G. Sort of like a second ending, the second time you do it. Then you have this hold, 2, 3, 4. Now these long notes. A, which is 7th fret now, 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the low E of the low string, 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the A. 2, down to G, 5th fret. Now all the way up to the 12th fret. In this song, so if you're at the 12th fret, this is the same chord as this, right? They're both Ds. So a lot of these are interchangeable, but she does play that one. So like, oh no, sorry. This one, and then again. Now 9th fret, which is B, and then 7th fret A, and then 5th fret G, and then this thing. G, F sharp, B, 5, 4, 2, right? Okay, so that's the whole intro. I, by the way, will have a whole tab available at my Patreon, so you can get that there. Okay, so that brings us to the riff, this little riff thing. So this is kind of like a 2-guitar thing, but I didn't do the other guitar. I did just the part that Lucy plays, which sounds cool on its own too. So play the open, low D string, and then 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the A, and then 1st finger on the 7th fret of the A. Now, in a video I watched, she went. So she went from 7th fret on the A to 7th fret on the D, and then 9th fret on the A. On the record, I hear this slide into this note, which makes me think it's this. Same note, 12th fret on the A, so I think it's... So that would be all on the A string, 9, 7, 12, 9. But you could do 9, 7, 7 on the D, 9 on the A. And then up to here, 11th fret on the D, and then 7th fret on the D. So open low D, 9 on the A, 7 on the A, 7 on the D, or 12 on the A, 9 on the A, 11 on the D, 7 on the D, and then I think on the record it might just be a single guitar going. So this is 9th fret on the A string, and it's just play it and then play it again and bend it, right? Again, in the live thing, I kind of saw her do it. She kind of went. So I kind of did a combination of that. I did it back into this shape, and then I did a little bend of that 9th fret on the A right after I played this chord. Then I moved it down to this chord, the A on the 7th fret, and then down to the G on the 5th fret. Okay, so that's the riff. That's gonna come back. When it comes back the second time though, it happens one time all the way through. And then the second time it gets sort of interrupted. So then that's just G, 5th fret, 2. That's a weird measure too. That's just a 2-beat measure. That's like, it's the only 2-beat measure in the song. Like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and that's how that goes. After the first time of the riff, it goes into, let's call this the verse. So now you're gonna be doing all these 8th notes. And you're gonna go D, up to A, 7th fret, down to G, 5th fret, and this one's for 2 bars. And now D, which you can play open or up here, 12, and then B, 9th fret, and then A, 7th fret for 2 bars. Now the second time, it's very similar, A, and then G, but now there's an E, 2nd fret. Back to D, this is the same, to B, 9th fret, to A. That's that whole verse, okay? So you can write that down when I just said it, or you can look up that tab on my Patreon. Let's call this the bridge. Maybe it's the chorus. This part is also in the intro, so it seems like a important part. A, 7th fret, in, down to G, 5th fret, up to D for 2 measures on the 12th fret. Now B, 9th fret, and then A, 7th fret, and then G, 5th fret for 2 measures, 2, 3, 4, and then E, hold, 2nd fret, hold, 2, 3, 4, and then one bar that has 2 chords, G, A, 5th fret, 7th fret, and that takes you to the outro. And in the outro, you're still strumming in 8th notes. Now the chord progression is going to go B, 9th fret, down to A, 7th fret, down to G, 5th fret for 2 measures, and now back up to B for 1 measure, A for 1 measure, and then D for 2 measures. And that could be, you could do it like this, or you could do it like this. That's that whole thing. It's going to do it 2 times with vocals, and then 2 times instrumental. But the last time instrumental, it's like, it's gonna end a little abruptly. So you go to this G, now you're gonna go B, hold, and then A, hold, 3, and then it hits that D on the 4th beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, does that make sense? That's the ending. Okay, I did that all pretty quick, but hopefully you could follow it. I'm trying to make shorter videos. I think some of these videos are too long. But let me know if that's a mistake. But again, there's a whole tab, and hopefully that makes it make sense to you if the video didn't make sense. And in any case, no matter what you thought or how helpful it was, thank you so much for watching.